This conversation is powered by Google Illuminate. Check out illuminate.google.com for more. Welcome to the discussion. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of HF radio propagation, specifically the phenomenon known as the gray line. It's a topic that intrigues many radio enthusiasts, and our guest is here to shed light on this often misunderstood aspect of radio communication.
The gray line is a unique window of opportunity for long-distance radio communication, often surprising even experienced operators with its capabilities.
Surprising how? Can you give us a quick example of what makes the gray line so special?
Imagine making contact with a ham radio operator on the other side of the globe at surprisingly strong signal levels during dawn or dusk. That's the power of the gray line.
Intriguing. So it's not just about distance, but also signal strength? Let's unpack this. Let's start with the fundamentals. What exactly is the gray line, and why does it enhance radio propagation?
The gray line, or terminator, is the boundary between daylight and darkness on Earth. At dawn and dusk, this region exhibits unique ionospheric conditions that allow radio waves to travel exceptionally long distances.
And what's the role of the ionosphere in this?
The ionosphere is a layer of charged particles in the Earth's upper atmosphere. The D layer, a lower part of the ionosphere, absorbs radio waves during the day, but at dawn and dusk, the D layer's ionization decreases significantly, while the higher F layer, responsible for long-distance reflections, remains ionized. This creates a favorable path for radio waves.
So it's a temporary window where the absorption is reduced, allowing signals to propagate further.
Precisely. The reduced absorption in the D layer, coupled with the continued ionization in the F layer, results in surprisingly strong signals over vast distances.
Are all frequencies equally affected by the gray line effect?
No, the effect is most pronounced on lower HF frequencies, typically below 10 megahertz. Higher frequencies are less affected by the D layer absorption, so the gray line enhancement is less noticeable.
And what about the timing? Is this a 24/7 phenomenon?
Absolutely not. The gray line effect is strictly limited to dawn and dusk. It's a fleeting opportunity, typically lasting only for a short period around sunrise and sunset.
So it's a bit of a race against time for radio enthusiasts?
Exactly. It requires careful timing and planning to take advantage of this unique propagation window.
Does the gray line affect all locations equally?
No, the gray line's path changes throughout the year due to the Earth's tilt and the sun's position. Its width also varies, being wider near the poles and narrower at the equator.
So the optimal times and locations for gray line propagation are not constant?
Correct. The best conditions are often around the spring and autumn equinoxes, when the propagation extremes of summer and winter are less pronounced.
And only stations located along the gray line can benefit from this effect?
Yes, this significantly limits the number of potential communication links at any given time.
You mentioned that higher frequencies are less affected. Are there any similar mechanisms at play for those higher frequencies?
Yes, even higher frequencies can experience gray line-like enhancements. This happens because a propagation path might open in one area while closing in another, creating a brief window of opportunity.
So it's a similar principle, but on a different time scale and frequency range?
Exactly. The changing MUF, maximum usable frequency, throughout the day plays a crucial role in this phenomenon.
Who primarily benefits from understanding and utilizing gray line propagation?
Primarily, radio amateurs, or hams, utilize the gray line for long-distance communication. Its limitations in terms of timing and geographic location make it less suitable for commercial applications.
But the potential for long-distance contacts is quite remarkable, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a testament to the power of understanding and exploiting the nuances of radio wave propagation.
Are there any other factors that influence gray line propagation that we haven't discussed?
Yes, solar activity plays a significant role. Sunspots and solar flares can affect the ionosphere, influencing the strength and duration of the gray line effect.
So it's not just about the time of day and location, but also about the sun's behavior.
Precisely. It's a complex interplay of factors that makes gray line propagation so fascinating and challenging to predict accurately.
What advice would you give to radio amateurs interested in experimenting with gray line propagation?
Careful planning is key. Understanding the timing, frequency selection, and geographic considerations is crucial. Monitoring solar activity reports can also be beneficial.
And what about antenna selection? Does that play a role?
Absolutely. A well-designed antenna optimized for the lower HF bands is essential for maximizing signal strength and range.
So it's a combination of knowledge, planning, and the right equipment.
Exactly. It's a rewarding experience for those willing to put in the effort.
Are there any common misconceptions about gray line propagation that you'd like to address?
One common misconception is that the gray line precisely follows the Earth's terminator. In reality, the radio terminator is slightly different due to the altitude of the ionosphere and the time it takes for ionization to change.
So it's not a perfectly defined line?
No, it's more of a zone, and its exact position can be influenced by various factors.
What areas of research do you think are important for a better understanding of gray line propagation?
Further research into the effects of solar activity and the precise modeling of the ionosphere are crucial for improving prediction accuracy.
So there's still much to learn and discover in this field?
Absolutely. The gray line remains a fascinating and dynamic area of study for radio propagation enthusiasts. In summary, the gray line offers a unique window of opportunity for long-distance radio communication, but it requires careful planning and understanding of the underlying physics.
That was a great discussion. Thank you for sharing your expertise.